Before that, it is a strictly consonant language, which has masculine and feminine nouns and verbs. If you'd like more information on that, look up some of the Hebrew language sites. There are probably some people who will conflict with what I believe in this. There's a lot of different opinions, just like there are opinions over the Sphinx and the pyramids as to how old they are. You know, the mainstream believes, a certain age of the time of the pharaohs in Egypt. You have Dr. West and Dr. Schock, though, who believe that it's as old as anywhere from 10 to 50,000 years old. So this is another one of those things where there's different people who have different opinions, but it comes down to the fact that we don't actually know. We tag the word God, most likely because other languages and other people were worshiping gods. So we could not be outdone as Christians or Jews or even Muslims. We had to make sure that we called him God too, because that is pretty much the ultimate. But if you get down to the basic facts of it, even Jesus called out, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? A lot of people believe that it was him saying, God, why, or my God. There again, it's a matter of, who you talk to, what, who's done research on it, what they personally believe. But when you come down to the facts, we really don't know a lot about some of those things. All we have is the works that we have to work with. And most likely he was calling out Father. Jesus most of the time referred to his Father as Father. Even in the Lord's Prayer, he starts it out, Our Father, which art in heaven. I believe that he really, it looks at himself, if you want to believe in God, as our Father. He even gave us a name and said, call me by name, which Jehovah is a very bad pronunciation. I cannot even begin to pronounce it in Hebrew. The J would come off very similar to a Y sound or a heavy H sound. The V sound would not be a V, so it would be pronounced very different, almost like Yehovah. It's very similar to that, very different than how we pronounce it. Same with Jesus. Jesus is not actually pronounced anything like we pronounce it. The J, of course, totally silent. And so we're gonna end off with that. But I wanted to clarify that. And if anyone has any questions about anything that I research, feel free to contact me. I can give you research information. Or if you have something to add to it, or even an opinion, feel free to contact me. Yahweh is another name that God gave that he wanted people to call him by. God gave several names, but he never actually said God. Elohim, like I said, there is no definite proof of what Elohim means. All they know is that it's probably a plural of the word El, which is an ancient Aramaic word, which means mighty one. They've tagged God onto it. It doesn't even really mean God. It's more of a more modern tag on of it meaning God, just like words slowly develop different. And if you look at the side, there's videos here, some references to some of this. We might even cut in a little bit of some of the things that they say. Doing this as a type of newscast, we are allowed to show clips from different things, so we might throw a couple clips at the end to make it easy on some of these things. But check the boxes next to it, look for some of the links, and go to some of these sites to check out. It's called the Westboro Baptist Church. It's in Kansas. The pastors are Fred and Shirley Phelps. Watch what they're making their children say. It is a terrible thing. And like I said, if you want to reference some of this or want some references for any of these other information on any of the things that I've talked about, I do extensive research online and through a library of books that I have that is just a very large library of different books, different languages, different beliefs. I've read the Quran, I've read the Old Testament, the New Testament, I've read parts of the Book of Mormon, I've read the Book of Confucius, the Code of Bushido, just on and on. I mean, I have read a lot of books and I use a lot of them as reference for this, so I don't just talk off the top of my head. I try to bring something to you that's real, and it may be a matter of opinion to a lot of people, because there's a lot of things in science we don't know for sure. So I try to bring you the best facts and the truth to the best of the knowledge that I can obtain from the resources that I have.